Hello, my loves, and good evening. What did I say? If you were here last night, it actually might have been early this morning, technically. If you were here at 12 a.m. Um, earlier today, you heard me discuss that Billy gave me the brilliant idea, beautiful challenge of doing like a kind of 30 for 30, just getting on, turning the camera on for like 30 minutes every day for 30 days. I might not do 30 days, I might not do 30 minutes, but I do think it is helpful to go on every day, particularly for me, someone who has like so much important stuff to say. And I like sometimes have anxiety that like, oh, I like don't want to talk for too long or, and so I end up having like, I just do so much throughout a week. And then I'm like, oh, I gotta like, you know, scrunch it down to an hour. That's just doesn't even make sense for me. I'm actually like, the more I talk about it, I'm like, why haven't I done this before? It's okay. My timing is perfect. So, um, yeah. So let me catch you guys up a little bit. All right. So, um, where have you guys been? Okay. So I am in like, butterfly season. I'm about to resign from my job that I've had for like 11 years. And like in the meantime, just like listening to the universe and just preparing for it emotionally and in all the other ways and stuff, plotting my exit plan. So anyway, in the meantime, uh, so like we have been, I work from home 5 days a week at my job. And so recently though, we have to go back in once a month. Now I know most people are like, oh, that's like great. But like for me at first, I was like, oh, this must be what it was like when they passed the Fugitive Slave Act. And it's like you knew you were free, and then they try to pull you back in to slavery. Terrible. Um, but luckily I had some time to process, some space to process, and I realized like, let me, everything happens for me, everything's for my benefit. So let me see what this is, why this is supposed to benefit me. I'm excited to see, what's up. So I went into it with I picked the last day of the month. Uh, and so I went into it with the idea of like, um, did you know that Queen Elizabeth, the one who just died, um, when she was in like when it was World War II, she was queen, but she also like was in the military and she like drove an ambulance. I was like, let me think of it like that, It's like you're a queen, but like it's like, oh, it's so sweet. She doesn't have to work, but like we love a humble queen. We love a relatable queen who comes and helps out like a common peasant. Love that. So I was like, yeah, it'll be like me, I get the, pleasure of being in this beautiful palace the overwhelming majority of my time. So let me go check out the realm, grace my subjects, with my presence, bring a little radiant sunlight to that fluorescent bureaucratic office building um, that I work in. But I actually haven't been there in 5 years, so I was like, oof, all right. Anyway, so, okay. I've got my chosen character in. Queen going out to check on the realm. It's very Princess Diana, Um, Anyway, I get an Uber or a Lyft, because me and Billy got rid of our cars. So I get a Lyft, and it's about $30, and the person my driver, his name is Addis, and so I get in the car. He's like this older Ethiopian man, and I see him looking at me in like the rear view mirror, and he was like, "Do you know what your name means? Like, how do you know what your name means?" And I was like, "I don't know what it means, but like I'm named after the Queen of Sheba." And he was like, "Oh yes," and he was just like really excited to like tell me the story of Queen of Sheba, and he was like so excited, and he was like he was telling me it's like a Sheba is like a really beautiful girl's name in Ethiopia, and like their frequent flyer miles for Air Ethiopia are called Sheba miles. And he was like, your parents are very wise naming you that. And he, tells me the story, the Queen of Sheba, which of course, Sheba is, well, she's the queen of the land of Sheba, which is in Ethiopia. And she is wealthy, and she is beautiful, and she is just like on top of her shit, ruling this great land. And she hears about this wise king in Palestine, King Solomon. And so she wants to like go see, what he's got to say, what wisdom this guy's got. So she goes over there, brings a bunch of like her wealth as tribute. They end up, falling in love, and they have a child, Menelik, who goes back to Ethiopia and goes on to become like the first king of Ethiopia. And they also brought like the Ark of the Covenant, which is like something to do with Christianity. And yeah, okay. Right. So this guy is like telling me all this. He's so excited, and I'm like, oh, this is so great. Then he also tells me about how Ethiopia is like the one African country that was able to, it was like the most successful decolonial struggle. They were able to throw off their European colonizers, which I love. Like, I feel like I knew that, but like, we don't like talk about it enough. And I feel like there's probably a lot to learn from that struggle, which I told him. I was like, that's really awesome, and like something so much to be proud of. And yeah, I could just tell you, like, really made his day. And he was like, I have to say, I'm sorry, you're so beautiful. And he's like, I bet everyone tells you that. And I was like, oh, thank you. Like, I kind of in my house all the time, so this is my first time out in a while. And he was like, oh, so I'm the first one to tell you, like, I'm so lucky. He was like, he's saying he's so lucky to get to like meet me and drive me, which is so perfect, because I was already in my like, okay, I'm a queen going out to see the realm. And then my Uber driver is like, kind of like, are you the Queen of Sheba? Well, I mean, there are stories. There are rumors. Okay, so another crazy thing. Now this, I don't know if I've read this to y'all on this, but, now I'm going to. Okay, 13th century Persian poet Rumi, who I know you've seen. There's a bunch of beautiful Rumi quotes and poems and things that you've seen probably in a cute meme and things. But one of the poems that Rumi wrote is a poem called Sheba's Hesitation. Amazing. Okay, so let me read you this poem, because I learned about it a couple years ago, and like instantly connected with it. But like, ever since I keep like coming back to it, and I'm like, oh, so true. Okay. And so that's another thing I've already told you guys. Like, I love that my parents like took one look at me and named me after a legendary queen. It's like always felt fitting. I totally resonate. I feel like I would be a different person maybe if I had a different name, but who knows? Okay, so Rumi in the 13th century wrote this poem called Sheba's Hesitation. Lovers of God, sometimes a door opens and a human being becomes a way for grace to come through. I see various herbs in the kitchen garden, each with its own bed, garlic, capers, saffron, and basil, each watered differently to help it mature. We keep the delicate ones separate from the turnips, but there's room for all in this unseen world, so vast that the Arabian desert gets lost in it like a single hair in the ocean. Imagine that you are Sheba, trying to decide whether to go to Solomon. You're haggling about how much to pay for shoeing a donkey when you could be seated with the one who is always in union with God. The one who carries a beautiful garden inside herself. You could be moving in a circuit without wing, nourished without eating, sovereign without a throne. No longer subject to fortune, you could be luck itself. If only you would rise from sleep, leave the market arguing, and learn that your own essence is your wealth. I'm sorry, Mr. Rumi. What? Not 13th century poet Rumi foretelling my birth and the dilemma I would face, which to me is the idea of like seeking wisdom, seeking anything outside of yourself, So like, yeah, he's like, imagine this queen, the queen of Sheba, in the market haggling with some dude about like how much to like get a donkey to, go take her to. She's the queen. What are we doing? And I think it's probably a poem that can help lots of people. It's very like, yeah, there's, different, plants need different, sunlight, water, nutrients and things, different environments, different space needs, but there's room enough for all of us in this, big wide world. And yeah, like we spend so much time and energy and resources, trying to go find someone else who's going to give us all the answers when it's within us. And I love it. It's, your essence is your wealth. Ugh, I love that. I love it. So I keep reminding myself, and particularly as I'm, resigning from my job and plotting my exit from that. And I'm going on to like, more entrepreneurial, I guess you could call it, work as opposed to like 9 to 5. And so, yeah, it's good for me to remember, like, one, I'm a queen. What is a queen doing working as a servant right now? Okay, as a public servant. We love a relatable queen, but come on. It doesn't even really make sense. They can't afford me anymore. So, yeah, but I also want to remember that, like, my essence is my wealth. Like, yes, I'm a, brilliant lawyer and a talented writer, and I'm very, like, a quick learner. I can do a lot of things. But yeah, I know I'm someone I'm going to get paid for being myself. And, myself is wise and brave and eloquent and enchanting. So yeah, it just feels like The signs are aligning. Seems like the universe and the divine is with me, you know? You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, just super, really excited about the future and loving all of the auspicious signs that I'm receiving. It's really cool. So, what I've been thinking recently too. Okay, so this is a limoncello La Croix. Billy does not like limoncello. He thinks it like tastes like soap. It's maybe it's like cilantro. Some people like love it, but other people think it tastes like soap. But I love it. I think it's good. It tastes like marshmallow, but like a little like lemony. Yeah. Okay, anywho, where were we? Right, okay. So, you know, oh, did I also tell you? Okay, me and Billy, we went to this we were invited to this party recently, like, and it was a bunch of people we didn't know. But like as we were, you know, talking and throughout the evening, you know, this one white woman said, she was like, I'm radiant. You know, another one said I was very soft, because I was talking about work and all the stuff I'd been doing, and that I was a lawyer, and she's like, yeah, most lawyers are, you know, very hard, but, you know, I have this very soft energy. And I was like, ah, radiant, soft, ooh, beautiful. I love that. And then this other white woman there was like, she said I reminded her of a lion, a lioness. I was like, ooh, I love this effect I have on people. And you know, I love to be in hermit mode. I love to cloister myself in my own energy and the energy of my beloved. So like when I do go out, I kind of forget the impression I have on people, but my goodness. Yeah, so it was cool. Okay. But yeah, so I've been toying with this idea. Okay. Bear with me. What if I'm like the reincarnation of the Queen of Sheba? Okay. But I'm supposed to rewrite the story, like literally write the story, because last time, I guess, like the difficulties of history or human technology or whatever, obviously some man wrote the story. But yeah, so I think, one, also I came up with this idea, the Book of Sheba. Yeah, I'm going to think about it. Okay, so what if I'm this like earth angel, right? An instrument kind of divine blessings and of divine justice, all right? And this like fairy queen, okay? That's wealthy, wise, beautiful, enchanting, powerful, and free. You know, and this time in the story, rather than chasing a man, traveling from Ethiopia to Palestine to go ask a man for wisdom of all things, I wish Queen of Sheba had access to Rumi's poem so she would know, girl, your essence is your wealth. You're the Queen of Sheba. What are you doing? Getting all your stuff, traveling like all this way for a man? You're a queen. You don't chase. You magnetize. You attract. A queen attracts. A queen does not chase. If you've been like watching any who is it? Neville Goddard and the other guy, Joe Dispenza, who I'm not fully convinced is not an AI, but he does always talk about, yeah, just like queens don't chase, they attract. And I've been doing a lot of like healing my divine feminine wounds, and like my wounds around receiving. And, you know, I'm used to like being very hyper independent and just like doing things myself and not relying on other people, not asking for and thus not receiving support, and having a fear of receiving support. So I know what it's like to chase, to go out and like find the man who has the answers, who has the plan, who the guy who's the teacher, who has the thing, the king. I go to him. I totally get that. But, you know, in the OG Queen of Sheba story, she steps out of her feminine power by chasing a man, gets knocked up, and then the story kind of goes just like a typical way. She gives birth to a guy that becomes king, and, you know. What if, okay, in this rewrite now that we have all this knowledge and understanding that her essence is her wealth, she's not, you know, trying to like, oh, well, should I go see this dude? No, she knows her essence is her wealth. All she needs is within her. So yeah, rather than chasing a man for wisdom of all things, she realizes her power is within her. She attracts all she needs to her, including her man, not some man who is going to like send her and his like son back to another place to live. Okay. She attracts all she needs to her, follows her inner wisdom, and then leads herself and her people to freedom. I don't know. I kind of like the sound of that. And I feel like we love a monarch, you know? We love a queen. We love a king. You know, we're supposed to be in America all like, oh, democracy and checks and balances, but like, you got to admit, we kind of love elevating someone to king James, Queen Bee, you know? We love the idea of like royalty. And yeah, I posit like I'm not this like the kind of white supremacist, male supremacist type of just accident of birth type of royal lineage. I'm like, you know, the people's queen. You know what I'm saying? And still got a wise man, but he's not, you know, this like colonial, like imperial king thing like in the past, King Solomon. You know, he was like probably just the son of a guy who's the king. Isn't that how they did it back then? I don't know. Anyway, but yeah, it's like me and Billy are like the people's king and queen. Yeah. And, you know, we will be benevolent and generous and abundant, and we will save the realm. And all we ask for in return is grace and admiration and appreciation and endless love and compensation. That's all I had to say. So I think, yeah, I did it. I love it. I don't know why I haven't done this before. It's so much less stressful that I can just like get out a little bit of stuff and like not have to worry about like connecting like all these three major themes and like having a through line and a callbacks. And yeah, not that I was doing all that, but in my head I felt like I was like, oh, I want to make sure it's like, well, but like I think I only say what needs to be heard. And I say it perfectly. Also, I think I'm gonna try to look more directly at the camera. Look at you guys. It's hard. If you can see when I'm doing this, I'm looking at myself and I'm just so pretty. So it's a little hard, but like, that's okay. That's all right. I'll do it for you guys. No, I'll do it for me. Because I do like to look into my eyes too. And when I watch these back, I'm like, I want to see your eyes, girl. Yeah. So I feel like this is a great first daily devotional episode. And why did I name it that? I don't know. I like I don't love like the connotation that comes with like discipline and like consistency. Feels very like masculine and like hard. But I love the idea of devotion. Devotion I can get behind. It's feminine and it's like fierce and it's like, I don't know, more intuitive. So, yeah. Yeah. So I think, no, I know. I'm here to rewrite the story and I'm going to get it right this time. Yeesh. I see how the men like to reinterpret things. A lot of personal context. So, yeah. So tomorrow we'll be back for day 2. I'm excited to see what the daily devotional is going to be about tomorrow. What else is there? Fuck Israel, of course. Free Palestine. Love the Freedom Flotilla. It's got Greta Thunberg and I want to say Liam something, that guy from Game of Thrones, and probably like 10 other people who are trying to break the illegal Israeli blockade on Palestine. So they're going to try to bring food and blankets and stuff to the Palestinians that are being starved on their own land by the Israeli terrorists. And yeah, so we'll see what happens next. But I love that Palestinians win. We're all freed. Yeah, I had mentioned yesterday, I kind of think the Palestinians have like activated the Christ consciousness gene in the human genome. And so like, yeah, that's what's going on. Like we're realizing, yeah, it's no longer the era of get rich or die trying. We are now getting free or dying trying. Get free or die trying. I don't know why that doesn't work anymore. But yeah, and so like that's what this Freedom Flotilla is doing. That's what H group, am I allowed to say? Ha! Mas? I don't know what the rules are. But there actually are none. This is all made up. Oh, I keep forgetting. All right. Anyway. Yeah, so everything's unfolding in perfect divine timing. I'm so grateful that I get to do my part, that I have such a awesome, cool, iconic role and purpose to fulfill. And that I have such like a amazing team, spirit team, in the physical and in the, what's the other one? Astral realm, I think. I don't know the terminology yet. But anyway, thanks guys. That's about it. I'll see you tomorrow. Okay. Yeah. Put your forehead up to your screen. I love you. And everything's made up. So don't take this too seriously, okay? All right? Except the fuck Israel part. That we will take very seriously. But other than that, I love you. I'll see you later. Bye. Oh, something. We'll see. Like Sheba.